Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Lisa, lovely to meet you, and if you are one of my lovely returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. So I have compiled a list today. Now, we know we are all struggling in this heat. I think this week we are meant to be hitting temperatures of around 40 degrees, which is utter madness for this country. And as you all are, I'm sure aware, our country is not set up for heat. We don't have aircon in our homes. Yeah, we have aircon in our cars, and some buildings, not all, and even some of those don't necessarily have it cranked up that well. So we're all feeling it at the moment, and I thought I would compile a bit of a summer heat hack video for you. So this is for you, your children, grandchildren, and also your pets as well. I thought I'd run through this little list for you, maybe give you some ideas of how you can cool down in this heat. First off, I've got using ice pops attached to your fan. Now, if you've got a fan in your home, if you don't, I would highly recommend getting one, because in this heat we need something to cool us down. So if you just get the cheap ice pops from the supermarket, obviously put them in the freezer, and then if you get a pack of the little elastic bands, they are actually hair bands from Primark. They're like clear things. I think they're like 90p for a pack of like, I don't know, 100, 200. And attach those to your fan. I would maybe do two, one at the top, one at the bottom, switch your fan on. That instantly is going to be piping out a lot cooler air. So that is definitely a really good tip. Another one, now I've not tried this, but I am going to try it and I'm very excited to try. If you get a sheet or two sheets or a couple of sheets of kitchen roll, spray it with water, or you can obviously just put it in water and squeeze it out. I think I prefer to spray it only because it'll keep its shape. Maybe before you've actually spritzed it, cut it into maybe 1-inch strips. And then I would put those on a flat, I don't know, maybe a tray or something, and put those in your freezer. Now leave them in there for quite a while so they're nice and frozen. And if you go to places like Home Bargains or Poundland, I know sell them, they sell the mini decorative pegs, which are for normally like art projects. Attach lots of those iced kitchen roll bits to your fan. That again is going to end up working like an air conditioning unit and will really cool down your space. Definitely a very good tip. Cooling towels. Now, we've had a family have used these lots in the past. Whenever we go to Florida, we always use cooling towers. Cooling towels. They are absolutely fantastic. I'm not really sure the science of how they work, but basically it's a cooling towel. You run it under a cold tap. Obviously, the colder the tap, the better. And then you drape it around your neck. Now, apparently to reactivate it, you kind of like whiz it around and it reactivates it, which it does, but it's not as cool as it is when you first wet it. But they are fantastic. Just having something draped around your neck really does bring your body temperature right down and really does help in this heat. So I'd highly recommend a cooling towel. You can get those on Amazon. I'm sure I've seen them in B&M in the, I think they're actually in the pet section. Any of these items I will link below if I can find them. So keeping on the whole thing of pet items, obviously I've just said the pet cooling towels, a dog cooling mat. I've seen these especially in B&M. It's just a mat that you could put in the fridge, the freezer, cool it down. You don't even have to do that. Normally it just activates itself. Obviously, if you want it extra cold, I'd put it in the freezer for 10-15 minutes. These are fantastic for lying on, so if you put them in your bed or just underneath you on your sofa, again, absolutely fantastic at cooling you down. Next, water bottles. We always know water bottles as filling them up with boiling hot water and keeping them warm, keeping us warm in the winter months. Go for the exact opposite. Fill it up with really cold water, pop that in your freezer for a short amount of time, and that is going to instantly be something you can carry around with you that is going to instantly keep you cool, and relatively cheap as well. Next, filling up a water bottle. I'm not talking about just filling the water bottle up completely. So I've been doing this for my daughter's lunches. I get her water bottle, her school water bottle. I half fill it with her squash, and then I freeze it, but I try and freeze it on an angle so you keep the liquid away from the lid. The only reason I suggest doing that is because otherwise it goes up into the lid and it's quite hard to get the lid off. So I would try and put an angle if you can. Leave that overnight. When you open it up, fill the rest of the bottle up with water. And then as the day goes along, the ice drink will slowly melt, but also it's giving you a really cold drink. We've had really hot days here. My daughter has brought that water bottle home. It is a really big water bottle. She has brought that home before, and it's still been freezing cold. So this method really works. Highly recommend it, especially for kids at school. And even just for yourself. Cooling gel packs, you can buy these for migraines, and they have like a sticky adhesive on one side, and then it's like a gel, and it's obviously meant to cool down your forehead for migraines. Put these at the back of your neck. This is going to, again, cool down your body temperature. It's actually really surprising how your body cools down just by having your neck cold. And these gel packs, they do normally keep cold for quite a while because obviously they're meant to be treating a migraine. So definitely recommend that. Ice blocks, highly underrated. I put these in my daughter's lunchbox every day. I normally put 2 in, one at the bottom, her sandwich box at the top, and then another one above that. So it's almost sandwiched in. And then I put fridge raiders and normally a chocolate bar in. So it's all being kept really cold again. These work really well and are fantastic for kids because obviously they're carrying around their lunch all day and it's really hot. And the last thing you want is to go and eat your lunch and have a soggy, warm sandwich. I cannot think of anything worse. So yes, highly recommend those. Now, another really good hack is in the evening. I know a lot of people just sleep with sheets on their bed. Put these in the freezer for about 15 minutes before you go to bed. They are going to be so cold. And then that's instantly going to lower your body temperature. Hopefully will send you off to sleep a lot better. And once you're obviously in that deep sleep, hopefully you will stay cool for the rest of the evening. So yeah, pop those sheets in the freezer. Keeping products in general in the fridge. So I recently, don't know how, because I was only had my back in the sun for maybe 10 minutes. 15 max, I burnt my back. I've got an aloe vera gel. It's like an after sun. I put that in the fridge. So then when it goes on your skin, obviously when you've got sunburn, your skin feels really hot. But yeah, popping it in the fridge was just amazing because it cooled down my skin even more. Keeping on that same theme, put cooling mist cans in the fridge. And then when you obviously spritz your skin with it, it's even colder than it normally would be. And moisturizers, things like moisturizers. If you normally, I put moisturizer on every day when I get out of the bath. Obviously keeping my skin hydrated, especially in this summer heat. Pop it in the fridge. And again, it's one of those things that instantly cools down your skin. So another hack is a lot of people tend to put their fan in the middle of the room. A really good hack is to put it near a window or a door frame. This utilises the breeze from the outside and tends to push the breeze and the colder air back into the room. So really think about where you're placing your fan because it really can make a difference. Moving on to babies, a little hack. Now, if your baby is at an age or I'm not even sure what age they range from actually, but presuming before walking, and if you have a jumperoo is if you don't know, it's a circular frame with a seat in the middle that bounces up and down. Put your jumperoo over a shallow paddling pool. The baby bounces up and down, their feet are constantly in that nice cool paddling pool, keeping them cool. Obviously do this in the shade, do not do this in full sunlight. That's obviously not good for a baby. It's just going to be so cooling for your baby, just for them to be splashing in and out of the pool, and you won't believe how much they'll actually love it. A Pram Fan. I use this with, I think, all of my children actually. It's a fan that clips onto normally the bar of the pushchair or the side bar, the frame. It's soft foam blades, so the baby can touch it and they're not gonna obviously hurt their finger or anything. These are fantastic. Yes, if you're out and about, it is going to be circulating warm air, but at least it's some kind of a fan on them rather than nothing. So yeah, really recommend that. Cooling mats, use them as liners. Line the pushchair. You know, if you don't want your baby's skin necessarily touching the cooling mat, put muslin cloth over the top. Again, if you've got a tiny baby and it's in like a pram carry cot, put that underneath with maybe a blanket underneath, so obviously it's not too cool, but enough to cool your baby down a little bit in this heat. And again, line them in car seats. Again, I would then put something over the top so the baby's skin isn't necessarily against the cooling mat, but a muslin, a blanket, something like that. So yeah, line pushchairs and car seats, instantly cooling for your baby. And the cooling mat, also put it under a play mat. So if you've got a baby or a toddler and you've got like a play mat that they play on, or tummy time, or they have their toys on it, slip that cooling mat underneath, because that again is going to cool them down. Right, moving on to pets now. Simple things, ice cubes in their bowls, so it's nice ice water, lovely and cool for them to drink. A Freezable Pet Bowl, I did mention this in my last video. I think I bought this either from B&M or Home Bargains last year. It's basically a bowl, and the bottom part it's blue, so it almost looks like an ice block, but it feels like, it's hard to explain. It's not rock hard like an ice block. It's almost like squidgy. But yeah, pop that in your freezer. The bottom part freezes, pour your water in, and then instantly that's cooling down that water. So they are absolutely fantastic. For cats, I think a lot of the time in this heat it's a lot easier to cool a dog down than a cat. Something I thought of is buying cat milk. So obviously not just milk, because they're not meant to have human milk, but buy the cat milk, freeze it or put it in the fridge, and then put that in their bowl. If you put it in the freezer for a little while, it would almost turn into like a slushy, which I think they'd really enjoy. So I definitely would try that. I've not done that yet, but I think I will try it. Pet food. So if it's meat, like my cats have, or my one cat has sachets of meat, put them in the fridge. So when they're eating them, they're nice and cool. Again, they're going to be cooling them down internally. Pet cooling mats. I find that my cats don't use these. I've bought them in the past, but cats aren't really ones for like sleeping in a certain place. And it's not like you can tell a cat to sit or lie down. But dogs, definitely, if you are lucky and you have a cat that does sleep in a certain place or even in a pet basket, line it underneath. Again, a brilliant way of cooling your pet down. A pet cooling towel. These are fantastic. Again, a bit like the adult ones, you wet them, wring them out, and then just drape it over their fur. It will cool down their bodies. Freeze some dog toys. If you've got like rubbery dog toys, pop them in the freezer. It's going to be really cooling in their mouth, again, cooling them down internally. A paddling pool for a dog. Obviously, I mean, not all cats hate water, but I know my cats would go nowhere near a paddling pool. But dogs, yeah, fill up one of those baby paddling pools. You can buy them in Poundland for £1. Fill it up. Brilliant for animals. For cats, so I do think it's a lot harder to cool down a cat, like I said. An idea I thought of is getting some paper towels, wetting them, wringing out the majority of the water, and then lying them out flat in your freezer. Leave them in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes, and then just drape those over your cat's fur. Again, that's going to cool down your animal brilliantly. It's all about cooling them down internally. So yeah, I think that is all, but I think I've come up with quite a lot. I just think it's really important to do anything we can in this weather to cool ourselves down. I know my plans for the next couple of days in between my jobs is going to be going to shops, utilising the free aircon. You know, why not? If you can get out and about and go to somewhere that has really good aircon, even if it's just a browse for an hour just to cool your body down. Yeah, just basically doing anything you can. The temperatures in the UK are going to be soaring over the next couple of days. It's certainly not temperatures that we are used to either. So let's try and do anything we can to keep safe, keep our animals safe, and keep everything bearable for everybody, basically. So I really hope you have enjoyed this little keep cool summer hacks. I hope that you, definitely give it a try. So take care, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Yeah, sunny days, no clouds in the sky.